Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Good News Corner. Bobby Wilson here. Love to you there. How you doing? That's good. But no matter what you're facing, trials, tests, difficulties, hurt, deception, fear, whatever you're facing, no matter what it is. Psalms 46, I share with you, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in the time of trouble. And then Psalms 121, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord. So you, my friend, brothers and sisters, our help comes from the Lord. Yes, He is available to help us. Trust Him today, okay? Okay. I'd like to share with you just for a few minutes, if you don't mind, the shepherd's promise. Psalms 23 is a poem about God as our shepherd. It's all about how God knows what's best for us. He knows who we are and the paths we should walk in life. Because He is our shepherd, He also is our protector, guarding us from evil. At the end of Psalms 23, there is a promise for us. Surely, goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. That's Psalms 23, verse 6. What does it mean that God's goodness and love will follow us? It doesn't mean that life will go according to our plans. It also doesn't mean life will be free of pain and problems. Psalms 23 verse 4 tells us that we will still have to walk through dark valleys. Here's what it means. God will always be with us. God will always be good to us. Life may not always be easy, but God promises to always be good. It also means that nothing can take God's love from us. God's love will always be there. Just like Paul says in Romans 8:38 and 39, we don't have to fear disappointing God or losing Him. He promises never to take His love and goodness away from us. Because of these truths, the writer of this Psalms says that his desire is to be with God in God's house forever. We ought to desire the same thing as well. It's because of God's goodness and love that we will one day join Him in heaven to be with Him forever. Take some time today to consider God as your shepherd. I will, who cares for you and protects you. Thank Him that His goodness and love will never end, but will follow you every day of your life. The miracle of healing. Without deciding in detail which of the healings must, apart from acceptance of the Christian faith, be regarded as miraculous, we can, however, indicate the kind of miracle involved. Its character can easily be obscured by the somewhat magical view which people still take of ordinary and medical healing. There is a sense in which no doctor ever heals. The doctors themselves would be the first to admit this. The magic is not in the medicine, but in the patient's body. It's in the vis mediatrix natra, the recuperative or self-corrective energy of nature. What this treatment does is to stimulate, natural functions or to remove what hinders them. But in another sense, every cut heals itself. No cut can be healed in a corpse. That same mysterious force which we call gravitational, when it steers the planets, and biochemical when it heals a live body, is the efficient cause of all recoveries. And that energy proceeds from God in the first instance. All who are cured by Him, God, not merely in the sense that His providence provides them with medical assistance and wholesome environments, but also in the sense that their very tissues are repaired by the far descending energy which, flowing from Him, God, energizes the whole system of nature. But once He did it visibly to the sick in Palestine, a man meeting with men, what in its general operations we refer to laws of nature, or once referred to Apollo and Asclepius, thus reveals itself. The power that always was behind all healing puts on a face and hands. Hence, of course, the apparent chanciness of the miracles. It is idle to complain that He heals those whom He happens to meet, not those whom He doesn't. To be in one place and not in another. The world, which would not know Him as present everywhere, was saved by His becoming local. Now, I read that, and I will read it and keep reading it again because it deals with the miracles of healing. Now, we know that Jesus Christ healed men and women in the Bible. Oh, yes, He did. You know, the very first miracle Jesus did was He turned water into wine. The occasion was a wedding, and they were running out of wine. And in that culture, and maybe in today, the same today, it was embarrassing to run out of wine for the guests. So they went to Jesus. Mary talked to Jesus and said that we're running out of wine. Well, you know the story. But Jesus turned water into wine. And guess what? It was said, well, this wine was better than the first. Normally, they serve the best first, and then the less wine last. That's the power of Jesus Christ. Now listen, all I can share with you today, my brothers and sisters, thank God for medicine. Thank God for the new technology the doctors can use to help us to heal our bodies and to treat us. Thank God for that. Thank God for doctors and the medicine we have today. The point is, Jesus Christ is a healer. He heals our spirits, our souls, our minds, and He heals our bodies many times over. Now listen, faith. It's all by faith. We come to God believing that He is, right? Right. For he that cometh to God must believe that He is, and that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. Okay, listen, I'm excited. Just want to encourage you. That article about miracles, it got me thinking and praying the miracles of healing, which we know Jesus Christ is the great physician. Well, thank you for joining me on the Good News Corner. I didn't know I was going to go all that, but anyway, to God be the glory. It's my job. I consider it my job to share with you and everyone the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ, which is the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Now, we're coming up on what we call Easter or Resurrection Sunday, where we celebrate and remember the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. And we know that on Sunday morning, God raised Him from the dead. Yes, He is alive. His resurrection is our reconciliation. We are made right back to God through faith in Jesus Christ. All right. So listen, thank you for joining me. If this has helped you, encouraged you, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate whatever you can do. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace.